So we're going to turn the show over to some audience members who have some questions for Dr. Hollister and Dr. Ward. Where's Linda? Oh, hi, Linda. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
You have a question for Dr. Ward or Dr. Hollister?
I do. I'm a two-time breast cancer survivor, and I give back to the community by helping men and women diagnosed with breast cancer. My question to you is, do you recommend your patients getting a second opinion? And if so, do you help facilitate that?
I think a second opinion is a very important idea and should be offered to all women with a newly diagnosed breast cancer. I will have a recommendation that I will make to my patient, but I encourage patients to seek other recommendations as well. And if they come back different, then we can sort of determine what the best treatment is for the patient. I think it is important for everyone to use all the resources available for the early diagnosis of breast cancer. This is the time to cure the patient. This is the time to pay attention. This is the time to do your homework. And I think we did this with Jill, and here she is today, and I couldn't be more proud.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your question. Next we have Juana. Hey, Juana, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Do you have a question for
Yes.
either of the doctors?
I'm a 25 breast cancer survivor. My question is, would the cancer spread other parts of my body?
Breast cancer is a disease that is a lifetime disease. We have to pay attention to it always. And so you should have regular checkups and part of your medical history so that it can be any abnormalities can be acted upon quickly. But as the years pass, the chance for cure becomes greater and greater. So people like you, I see once a year, and you call me if you have a problem, but have a great life.
Thank
Well,
you.
that's great news. That's so great to hear. And now we have Lori. Hi, Lori.
Hi, Harry.
What is your question?
My question is, I was diagnosed with breast cancer 7 years ago, and I went through a rigorous chemotherapy and wondered today what we have on the front as far as treatment options for breast cancer diagnosis, and if anything is less debilitating than the average chemotherapy radiation.
Mm-hmm. Well, Lori, I know what kind of treatment you went through, and it is very, very tough. But you got through it, and here you are today. So to me, I would say, and I hope to you, it is worth it.
It is.
Over the last 2 decades, we have learned that breast cancer is not one disease, it is many diseases. And one breast cancer can be quite different from another. So we look for the chinks in the armor, the Achilles heels of cancer cells, to try to develop a treatment that is not chemotherapy. And while we're still giving them with chemotherapy, we are giving briefer rounds of chemotherapy in lower doses. And gradually, I think we are going to transition away from chemotherapy. A lot of research going on, a lot of support, and I do believe the future is more and more optimistic. So thank you for your question.
Thank you.
And now we have Barbara. Hi, Barbara.
Hi.
You have a question?
I do. I was diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer in May of 2013. I had my last chemo in October of 2013. My daughter, who's 5.5 now, was too young to understand at the time what was going on. And I'm wondering how I should talk to her about it when she's old enough to ask whether it can happen to her.
I can relate because my mom had breast cancer at the age of 38, and there was a period of time when I personally turned 38 where, you know, I was facing that, was this going to be me? And so I think that might be a sensitive time when she becomes the same age. The other natural question, though, is am I going to get breast cancer? And so you've likely already had genetic testing, and so that helps her to know her risk to some degree. I think your daughter, though, is going to be a reflection on how you handled the situation, right? Children tend to be mirrors of their moms. So you look like a strong person. I'm sure you've come through this really well, and she's going to be just fine.
Thank you, Dr. Ward. Dr. Dickerman, Hollister, and Dr. Barbara Ward, thank you all so much for being with us. You saved my wife's life, and we will always be indebted to you.